Hello, everybody. What's going on? Wait for a couple people to wander in here. What's going on? Let me see something. Hello, how are you? Hi. Why do I sound like that? Why do I? Yes, make sure on that way in you're hitting that like button. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Shala. Hi, Sarita. How are you? What's going on, everybody? What are we? What's going on? There's quite a bit going on, but not at the same time. Not a whole lot has changed since we last talked. Let's see. What do we want to get into first? Um, let's see. We could talk about this restaurant situation with this Keith Lee guy. Hit that like button. I see you. I see you, sir. Thank you. Um, okay, so we'll talk about this Keith Lee situation. Um, and I'll talk about my own experience with Atlanta Eatery. So those of you that's been following me, I already shared this story, but a lot of you haven't heard it, but we'll talk about me in a second. So this food critic on TikTok named Keith Lee did like a tour of black owned like Atlanta eateries, and it seemed like it just wasn't giving him something he can feel. So he went to the Real Milk and Honey, and he said that I he sent his family in. Hi, Zeneb. He sent his family in there, and they came out with no food. Then I don't know what he went in there or something. I don't know. He didn't get any food, and so then he gave his reply for his experience. He was trying to be nice as possible. He was moving along real swift and professionally. He talks to Milo minutes just like this. I want to be real nice to everybody. I understand everybody's going through situations in their life, so he does that. I don't know if he be like on a time crunch, or if somebody got a gun to his head behind the scenes or what. But I'm like, sir, slow down. Like, you can, like, TikTok videos, they can do long form now. You could, but it's cool. That's his thing. That's what he do. He speak clearly, so I can understand what he's saying. But he didn't have a good experience there. They gave him a real sassy response. Um, Tread lightly on Keith. He got a hive. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. um, but he so he had an experience with old lady gang. Again, no food. He sent his family in. They said that he'll have a hour and a half wait. So he went in, and then they were like, "Oh well, we'll have a table for you in 5 minutes." Exactly. We just found out who Keith was, and like Joseph said, I just found out who that man was this weekend. Never seen him before. All of a sudden, he's big. Love that for him. Um, but yeah, we didn't know who that. I didn't know who. I'm not a TikToker, so I didn't know who that was. Um, and I guess he got a big gay following because they like his butt. So I guess that's probably a big part of the hive that's accumulated. And then he's married, and motherfuckers love a married man. So that the butt, he's married, and he's saying stuff that people are thinking. All of that combined, it was a recipe for success. I love that for him. Um, I'm just stating facts. I didn't know who that was before this weekend, but he's making his rounds, his waves, and he's got the people talking. After 5 minutes, he was told 5 minutes he could have his table at Old Lady Gang, and he said he didn't want it. He said he wants you to treat him regular. So he turned around and left. Yeah, I know he was a retired MMA fighter. So a lot of people are like, what gives him the right to be a food critic? He's like any one of us. He goes around to these places and he speaks on his experiences. And I don't see a problem with it. Just like I got on here and told y'all my experience with Old Lady Gang some months ago back in May. My experience was a little different. So the reason that I was there and I walked right in and I sat down, and the reason why that is because I was waiting for my Airbnb to finish getting cleaned. I was in town for the weekend and it wasn't done just yet. So I'm like, what's around here? So I looked up, I think it was Camp Creek or something like that. And I'm like, Old Lady Gang is 6 minutes away. So I just went down to the Old Lady Gang, and then it was Candy's cousin was doing the parking. And then it was weird. It was like he was waiting for me to ask him for a picture. And I'm like, no, you're Candy's cousin. I would do that for Candy or Todd or one of the aunties or the mama. But no, he's a handsome man, but it's just like, if I posted a picture with him, y'all have just been like, oh, you got a man? Like, no, that's Candy cousin, but y'all wouldn't have knew that. And, so I didn't post it because I'm like, that's not going to get any interactions. Nobody cares. I'm sorry. But so I didn't bother, but so he just showed me where I could park, and then I had went and parked, and then so I walked in, and I don't know, everything just felt so low to the earth in there. Like it was down at the bottom of the driveway, and then the ceilings was low. It just made me feel like I was a good 4'11", and I'm like a whole foot and an inch taller than, like, I'm a whole foot taller than that. Like everything, it just felt like the walls were closing in a little, like the ceilings are low. You ever walked in somewhere and it didn't feel clean? Like it didn't look dirty, but it was something, it felt like, and there's been other reports of people walking in there and it's stinking. It didn't stink when I walked in there, but it was a feeling. It was a vibe. It was an unclean vibe. But then I'm like, maybe that's just because, I just hopped off the plane. I need to take a shower. Maybe it's me. But I'm like, well, my flight was only 2 hours and I took a shower before I got on the plane. So I'm still straight. But every time I get off a plane, I want to get in the tub. So maybe that was me, but then I sat at the bar. I sat down, oh yeah, when I walk in, like everybody's just looking at me. Like nobody says hi. So I greet the staff instead of the other way around. And then they speak to me. And then one young lady, separated herself from the pack and decided to do her job and give hospitality and speak. So I just gravitated with her. I sat at the bar and I sat by her because I'm like, All y'all other hoes acting funny. I don't know, maybe, I don't know if they recognize me from this or what, but it was a foul, like a questionable vibe. So it was like another family of people in there. It had just opened. It had just opened. So that's why I got in. It was Cinco de Mayo. I remember because they had a drink special. Their margaritas were like $10. Um, I felt it felt unclean. It felt like the glass wasn't all the way. I don't know. Like it just, and then the bar was sticky, like to the touch. Like it was sticky all over, like the whole thing. So I'm like, y'all didn't wipe it down before it opened, and all y'all was standing right over the bar, and then nobody want to wipe it. I don't know. So well, Andrew Caldwell enjoyed it, so he doesn't strike me as someone with good taste. So, but we so I sat down. I'm conversing with the young lady, and I should have known by her wig that something was gonna be off because the wig, like, it was giving Vivica Fox collection straight out the pack car shield commercial on, commercial break of a Lifetime movie. Real Queens with Cocktails. The wig was real wiggy. It was real wiggy, like straight out the pack. I didn't pluck a damn thing. I just took the net off and threw it on. I didn't shake it. I didn't run a wide tooth comb through it. I didn't run my fingers through it. I just took it out the net and put it on. That, and I should have knew, but she was nice, so I was like, okay, this might, I'm like, I should have left. I like, honest to God, when I touched that bar and it was sticky, I should have left. But I'm like, I'm here in Atlanta. I post about candy often. I've been watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta for over 10 years. Let me just see. So Talisha said your knowledge of wigs is insane. I'm full of like random knowledge. But so I asked her, she hands me the menu. The menu's just as sticky as the bar. I'm like, oh my God, Candy, what are you doing with your life? So I got the menu and I'm looking through it and I'm like, okay, what do you recommend? And then she recommended oh, what did she recommend? Like oyster or something. She deep fried deviled eggs. And I was just like, I'm not an egg man. And I'm not trying to be farting the whole time I'm here. So I was like, what else? And she was like, the salmon bites. And I heard about the salmon bites. You said if I say sticky one more time, it's the way I'm saying it. Sticky. So she recommended the salmon bites. I heard about the salmon bites. I've heard Candy talk about her salmon bites. She was just like, a big favorite with a lot of the people that come to OLG is the salmon bites. And it's one of my personal favorites too. So I remembered her saying that, and then the young lady said it. She was like, yeah, they're really good. So I said, oh, okay, well, I've heard. So I'll get that. I didn't want to eat a full meal because the people say that the chicken tastes like fried flour and the sides are lackluster. But then I started to regret my decision because I was looking at the plates and the people was cleaning them chicken bones off. But then I'm like, this could just be another case of poor taste because the general review is that the food just is not given. It's like a novelty. Yes, make it make sense. Hit that like button. So the general consensus is that the food just is like basic on the high end, basic at best. So I stayed with the salmon bites. The salmon bites came out. They served me on a chip plate like it was nothing. So I reached down and I'm like, ooh, could have the ghetto. I just thought of Nene. I was like, oh, that's so fitting. The ghetto, because it was a real, it was like a trapped out kind of experience. They served me on a chip plate. So then I ate them. I picked up one. I never had fried salmon before. I hadn't. I dipped it in the remoulade sauce. I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty good. I might get some of this to go. Hit that like button. I'm like, okay, and then I'm sipping on my margarita. I'm the type of person, it don't take a lot to get me drunk. I don't have to drink a lot. So my one margarita, I was like, okay. And the girl had put a lot of Casamigos in there. So I was like, I think I'm good. A case of poor taste. Are we talking about that girl that is in the is a little touch? What's her name? Krishan. Yes. OLG, overrated, lackluster, and ghetto. Yeah, so I was like, this is kind of cute. So and the Casamigos was Casamigoing, and then I guess I had beer goggles on, so then the bar wasn't sticky no more. So I guess I had beer fingers, but I finished the very last bite. That last bite went down. My stomach said, it's like, oh, young lady, where's your restroom? Hit that like button. And then it was Murder She Wrote for the whole Friday and part of the Saturday that I was there. I got there on a Friday. My stomach said, and then I was like, oh, okay. Mm. Uh, so then I left there, and then I had went to Frost Bistro, Rashida's restaurant. It was cute. It's a brunch spot. It's cute little spot to go if you're in the area. But my experience with OLG, I think Keith Lee is lucky that he didn't get the food. I think that the experience would have been worse if he had gotten the food. You know what I'm saying? Wait, Monty looking slim and trim. I see you, friend. Ozempic? No. I tried to get some. I tried to talk my doctor into giving it to me. He wouldn't give it to me. He's like, I think you're fine now. I'm like, now? But I've been asking. You saw me struggle. He's like, oh, I think you're fine now. I'm like, I'm gonna switch up. Oh, I scared you. Everybody say I scared him when I get to yelling because it'd be random. Hit that like button. Oh, thank you, Sage, for the stars. I appreciate that. You have to be rich and famous to get Ozempic. Yes, because I know someone who did Ozempic and he lost the weight. Like it snatched him up quick. And he went back to get some more and they told him they were all out. He gained the weight back. Gained it right back. I mean, right back. But he wasn't big to begin with. Like he's still like, for him by his standards, he gained the weight back. But he's not big. But yeah, he gained it right back. I know you playing memes. I'm going along with it. I know what you mean. I know. But yeah, so Ozempic, that's another thing, y'all. If y'all get some Ozempic, I don't know, like if you gonna stick with it or you gonna change your mental to keep up with the weight that you lost, because from what I see, you will lose weight, but if you end up not on it anymore, you probably gonna gain that back. So just know that with Ozempic. And then it's another one called Wegovy, I think, and that does the same thing. But my doctor told me, he was like, there's a new drug coming out that's the Ozempic, like it gives you the Ozempic effects, but it's strictly for weight loss. So you won't be taking medicine for a condition that's not wrong with you, because I'm hearing, this is what I hear. Thank you, Leah. That the Ozempic girls in the future, them pancreases are going to be torn to shreds. And the pancreas is one thing you don't want to mess with. If you get pancreatic cancer, that's pretty much it. You can come back from that, but that's the one out of all of them that will take you out and take you out the quickest. So when I heard pancreas, I was like, oh, no, not an option. I'll just zip this lip when I get hungry. When I feel the urge coming on, I'll just zip it. I eat cucumber when I'm hungry. I'll eat half a cracker. Devil wears Prada tees. You know it. Oh, Wegovy. You're right. Wegovy is strictly for weight loss. You're right. So maybe that's what he was talking about. He did tell me that a while back. So it must be Wegovy. Oh, well, it seemed like he ain't trying to give me nothing. He looked at me the last time he saw me and he was like, I think you'll be fine. It's like, I'm not done yet, sir. But I mean, like, for you to tell me I'm fine, like, I'm telling you that, you know what? It's fine. I'll just find another primary care doctor. It won't be that hard. But no, but seriously, back to the tea. So Keith Lee's experience with the restaurants, I'm not mad at him for, saying how he feel, and other people who are taking his critiques to heart, or taking offense to it, they should not. You should take that as an opportunity to grow and get better. So that's how I take critique. Like, oh, okay, maybe I can tighten up on that. Oh, I can do better on this. I can do that. Sure. Okay. So, but they too busy being defensive. So who knows if they'll ever learn their lesson. I hear the Atlanta eateries in general don't give. What do you think of Darius Cook's reviews? Everybody keeps telling me to check him out. I haven't really dove too deep into his content. And so I have to see, because I be hearing a lot of crazy reviews about him and his stuff. So, but I don't really talk on it or give it too much because, I don't want to speak on something that I'm not so familiar with. And I don't mean that to sound shady. Like I'm not shading this man. I don't, I'm not familiar with his stuff, but so I've heard some people have issues with how he does things. Yes, see, Alexis in the comments said he's a con artist. Sabrina said he's very rude. Fran said he's good and messy. These are the things that we're hearing. He'll dox you if you do. So he'll dox you. Lord. K. Michelle called him out. I remember that. Yeah. I live down in Georgia, Stockbridge. Oh, hey, cousin. Most of the restaurants here are nasty as fuck. I just cook at home. Ooh. And that's my twin cousin that say that. She looked like the girl version of me. I think out of all my relatives on my dad's side, that's the one that I look the most like. Hey, HJ, how you doing? There's one way to give honest critiques without being rude and condescending. He won't succeed like Keith. Exactly, because Keith is not cruel or condescending, or he keeps it light. He just says, this is my honest experience. You got to show me him, Nikisha. Send me a picture. Inbox me. So yeah, hit that like button. So what else is going on? This is something else I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about two more things. This might be a little bit longer of a live. So, SZA, let me I'm gonna try my best to not be negative or harsh. I don't want to do too much. Okay, do that. Do that. But SZA gonna sit up here and say that I don't know why everybody's saying I got surgery on my face. He's my girl. Old thick ass, fine ass, lying ass SZA. We can add toxic ass to that list because she gonna sit up here and try to guilt and gaslight us into feeling bad about the lies that she told us that we didn't ask for. Like, honey, we see you. We see you. Like, honey, you used to look like that concierge man from Zack and Cody. And now, you giving young Naomi. Like, honey, we see you. Hi Kai, how you doing? Hey Mimi. Yeah, we've been seeing you the whole time. You're on your third phase. You had the face when you was just coming up. And she told so many lies. She said, remember when the hair was red? Um, when all that big ass hair that she used to wear. She used to lie and say that was her hair. Then the freckles that came and went, and she was like, "Y'all said y'all talked about my freckles too." Yeah, because they were fake. That's why. And then they say I got my nose done. You did. Like, it's not what they say, it's from what we see. Like, you're on your third phase. You had the face that you had back when you wasn't even putting your face on your album covers, and then you had the control face, and then now you got the SOS face. That's a different face. That's at least your third phase. Now, cool. You got some good surgery done. Right, and the chin was round, and the chin was pointy. Then she took the point back out. Then she put the point back in. I don't like at the minimum. It's fillers at the minimum because fillers can do a lot. Fillers can do a lot. They have something called facial balancing, which is what Sheree Whitfield from the Real Housewives of Atlanta gets. When she first got it, she looked amazing. Now she approaching Hazel E territory. Now I want her to slow down, but people don't realize like you really don't have to get fillers redone every 3 to 6 months. They last from like 3 years to the rest of your life. So when people be going to get them done every couple months over again, that's when you get that blow up doll look. So yeah, but she got like make it make sense. Said it's good work. It's good work. SZA got some good work. I think she went over to South Korea. South Korea, they will make you over there from the rooter to the tutor and zip you up the back like a ball gown and send you on your way. They will give you a new face, a new body, a new head of hair, like new everything. Hands be new, feet be new, elbows be new. So I think that's where she went. She slid over to South Korea and she got herself done up, and then she came back to the States, you know and then you want to try to present yourself as this all natural earth goddess, this incense burning all natural school of Erica Badu earth goddess, and you could still be that. But the fact that you sat up here and you lied to me, that's why I be calling her thick ass lying ass SZA. Like, you really like the lies. It's so many of them. You want to wear this? Okay. So yeah, like just own it. It's okay. And I think that's the disconnect. I think she, but we like the music, so hit that like button. But we like the music, so we stick with her. But girl, you didn't have a TV. You never ate cake. Now you ain't never had surgery. In a minute, she gonna be saying she never had a BBL, even though it's on record that she did. Watch. She gonna be like, I don't know where people got that from. However she talk, she talk in cursive. I don't know where they got that from. So I know get BBL. Because on that Drake song, for like the first half of her verse, I didn't know shit she was saying. It's just the vibe. We're just here for the vibes. Yeah, he said Sizzler stay lying. Now you ain't had no surgery. She ain't had no BBL either, probably. Watch. Remember, she said she never been to a certain city, and a fan said they saw her there and posted the ticket. San Antonio, Texas. It's in my jeans, or on my dresser. Yeah, but a habitual liar was a person. It would be scissors. Exactly. So I don't know. Um, what do y'all think about her lying to us? I think that something happened to her in her past. Hit that like button. Something happened to her traumatic in her past. It's some unresolved trauma there. Either it was in her childhood, or maybe she grew up, somebody broke her heart, maybe she used to get bullied in school. I don't know, but it's some sort of trauma there, and she needs some therapy, and she needs to heal, because all that lying, that compulsive lying, when you lying to people, and you lying, and we know you lying, and you still lying, like, big mental issues, big problems. You need big boy therapy. So that's what she needs. I need her to, like, finish promoting this album. Then maybe I think she needs to take another 6 years off and get herself some therapy and get herself together, and then come back with another album, of a healed SZA that's willing to be open and honest and tell the truth. And it'd be little shit that we didn't ask for none of this. Like, we see that you got work done. I know you see the comments online. It's all celebration of your work. It's stellar. You are one of the few, BBL success stories in the industry. And that is something you should be proud of. He said, after I heard her song Kill Bill, I knew she was a little mental. Yeah, there's something wrong there. There's some history there. She's not well. Another album, another face. Yup, she gonna come back with a new face and be like, she says she be offended by the fact that people talk about her face. Talking about is weight loss. Girl, I could post some pictures right now of you with the weight gained back, and the face is still new. I don't want to do that, because y'all gonna be saying I'm body shaming. You know how people read comments how they want to. People read into shit how they want to read into it. You know what I'm saying? But I have I have pictures of her when she was gaining weight to, do her BBL, because, the girls, they gain weight to have more fat, to put more fat in the butt. So actually to get a BBL, you should be a little bit on the fluffier side so you can make them cheeks puffy. So that's what she did. She went somewhere, she ate and gained her weight back. And she had she had another chin under there, everything. It was a little jowling going on, but she was still, out here doing her stuff. And that face was still not the face from, the 2010s. That is a different face. Hey Katie, how you doing, babe? Um, that's not the same face, baby. And that's okay. It's a real good job. Um, I do want, hey Onika, um, it's crazy that, you would sit up here I really would have preferred for her to not say anything because now you look crazy. Because before the other stuff was just some little piddly stuff you was lying about, like, oh, I never ate cake or I never had a TV. Um, okay, then she lied about going to school for Marine, but like little shit. It was just like, okay, that's still sis. But this, no, because your new body and your new face is low key your brand, current day. And for you to deny that, you're denying your brand. But then lying is also your brand. So I don't know. I feel like SZA will always have some form of success. She'll always be there. She gives sociopath kind of. Yes. Um so what else is going on now that we've covered SZA's lies? Um City Girls and that album. Okay, let me try to say something positive. What can I say about the album that's positive? They're consistent. You know, there's not any other rap girl groups out, are there? If there are, they're not as consistent as you young ladies. And you look amazing. You're well styled. You're well polished. Um, that is the positives that I have for the City Girls in general and that album. Everything else is negative. I'm so sorry. It wasn't good. That's all I can say. Like it wasn't good. It wasn't, I don't know if y'all need to get Lil Yachty back on the writing team because he wrote Act Up. I think maybe y'all need to hire Lil Yachty back. That was how I feel about the album. Yeah, it wasn't good. All the stuff that I said on, my critiquing post, that's what it was. It was not featured on my Walkman radio. Go away, Cleo. If you still got a Walkman, Cleo, if you got a Walkman in 2023, ooh. I don't know why that just made me mad. Talking about your damn Walkman. Yes, it's an album, Talisha, girl. Yes, they had an album. It came out October 20th. And they told us a couple days before the album came out. They told us like that Monday that they had an album coming out Friday. So a lot of people didn't even see it because the City Girls, yes, Bree, you made it. The City Girls, like, I follow them. Like, I follow them on like Instagram and all that, but they don't be popping up on my timeline like that. I don't know if they don't post often or if they're shadow banned or if there's something wrong with my algorithm. Hit that like button, but they don't be popping up like that. The only way I knew that they had an album out is from the Neighborhood Talk. The Neighborhood Talk. That's it. And then they want to do like interview. They did like a couple interviews after the album came out. Like, no, you need to be doing it before. And like the singles were like out like long before, and those weren't well marketed. Those didn't see success. I don't know. It's just like there's no growth with them. When they first came out, Ratchet Ghetto, Hood Fish from Miami, swiping cards, skimming cards, taking men, bouncing ass. Like, okay, like Trina. Okay. Well, then they came into some money and then they got some work done and they got better wigs and they got a budget and they got better clothes. And, so it's like, now we can pop our shit about the stuff that we have. But now you're even older. Oh, thank you, Dominique. But now they're even, they've advanced even more. And there's still no growth. And even on the intro of the album, they let us know, like, the album is about scamming pussy rap. now when I heard that, I'm like, okay. And it really kind of felt like JT's album. I didn't get camaraderie. I didn't get sisterhood. It just felt like they recorded it separately and then it was spliced together in the booth in the studio. Um, I didn't feel I didn't feel that. Saucy Santana went in on DJ Academics because he had a negative review of it. He threatened him. He want to see him outside. He want to beat him up and do him up in the butt. I told y'all Santana was a top. I told y'all because I see the men. Because when he was with that dude Chef D from Bad Boys, I'm like, that's a big old bottom. So what was he doing with Santana? Santana's a femme top. Can you picture them long ass nails gripping around your waist and just taking you? His BBLs clapping, your BBLs clapping. You don't know whose cheeks is clapping. All you hear is like there's so much clapping. There's skin, there's stomachs, there's backs and balls and butts. Like everything. It's like really loud. I could imagine that you would probably have to like scream to drown out the clapping noises. If it was me in that situation, I would just start like really hollering to like drown out the clapping noise because the clapping sound would be really distracting. Definitely a standing ovation. It would definitely sound like a standing ovation at Club Renaissance, summer 2023. Houston, Texas, sold out. I told y'all that was a top. I told y'all. But yeah, he wants to meet DJ Academics outside, and DJ Academics said, "Meet me at my headquarters," and he was like, "No, I want to see you outside." So we know that there's not going to be an actual fight. Santana, you was just running out the club at the slightest bit of commotion and left your man. You left your man in that club for dead. What Mama D said, you left my son for dead. You left my son for dead. You left my son for dead. You left your man for dead in that club just a couple months ago when he had got locked up with Erica Mena and the Bam. The Bam. I don't know why that's so funny to me. But yeah, you just ran and then you was crying outside another club when, that shooting incident had happened. If you was this big bad, boss bitch, kick down your door, smack your chick, you'd have been shooting back. Instead of crying on the news talking about I'm a celebrity, somebody please help me and call my mama. Like, no, I would not be intimidated by a Saucy Santana invitation for a fight if I was DJ Academics, but then it's DJ Academics. This is someone who, you could definitely look at him and tell he is void of hands. So I'm pretty sure anyone could beat him up. I'm sure Glorilla could beat him up. I'm sure JT could beat him up. I'm sure Lola Brooke could beat him up. Anybody. Marseille Martin, if Cicely Tyson was still here, I'm sure she could, lay him out. Anybody. Clint Eastwood, Clint Eastwood is 91. I'm sure he can, take him. Whoever. Hannah Montana, whoever. Willow Smith, Jaden Smith, Krishan's baby, anybody. So yeah, but this is sliding off the rails. This shit is so unserious. It's so unserious here. It's so unserious. I'm sorry for dragging you guys. You said Rumi and Sir could beat him. How do I feel about Kaya reading Sexy Red? Kaya just needed something to do. Sexy Red is the hot chick in the industry right now. So let me talk about somebody that's ghetto like me, ignorant like me, online all the time like me, that'll probably give me the attention that I crave. This is the hot girl right now. If I can latch myself onto her, I can get a little press too, and maybe some people will download my unknown music. That's what I think about the read that Kaya gave Sexy Red, because it really came out of nowhere. Yes, Sexy Red leaked her own sex tape and showed us that pussy looking like a pan of brownies. But, that was no reason to read her down the way Kaya read her. But, all her reads come from a place of vitriol. But at the end of the day, I think that Kaya really is playing, and that is something that we should not take seriously. But, I think it is, part of Kaya's plan is to, get attention off of this girl who's the hot, like it or not, Sexy Red is the it girl right now. She want to latch herself on to the it girl. She tried it with Beyonce. Beyonce don't talk. It's Sexy Red. Suki Hana said she'll beat her old ass. That's what Suki Hana said. I didn't say that. That's literally what she said. And that's like her best friend. So I don't know. One of these days, but Kaya be hiding. Kaya be down in that bomb shelter, that bunker underground. I really do think that's an old tornado shelter. That's one of them bomb shelters from the 50s. She be hiding down underground. She like, she in a tunnel underground because don't nobody ever see her. Because I'm like, girl, in 20 years, ain't nobody ever ran up on you. I know it was 2 times, 2 radio interviewers tried. One tried to get her on the phone with Delicious because she said all light-skinned women with fat asses had AIDS. So the DJ, and she said that about Delicious in particular. So the DJ was interviewing Kaya on the radio. And then they asked her about what she said about Delicious, and she was like, yes, I said that. And then he was like, well, I got Delicious on the phone right now. And Delicious hopped up on the phone like, what's up? Kaya hung up. Like, damn, you scared of a conversation? Miss Reader, she didn't have that written down. So she didn't have nothing to, I'm sorry, I'm going in on Kaya. Kaya, look, this is what, the reads be wrote down. And that's how she be, she's a speed reader. She can read real fast. She write the shit down and then she recites it. Real Phaedra Parks tease. So, Delicious hit her with the pop-up and she backed down. And then it happened again with Lisa Ray. Lisa Ray popped up on the phone. She backed down. Sexy Red started calling her an old hag. Sexy Red called her an old hag because she read her. It was 2 reads. It was one that's not getting no press, and then it was the other one where she had on the white t-shirt. Sexy Red called her an old hag off of one of them. But yeah. So if Sexy Red is entertaining her, that's the worst thing Sexy Red could do. Because when you entertain somebody like that's fueling the fire. Kaya down in that bunker with that pen. That pen is on fire right now. She is writing a read out right now that is just going to end Sexy Red's life. But the sad part about it is probably nobody's going to see it. Nobody's probably, unless the neighborhood talk posted, nobody's going to see it. So one of the gays on Twitter might, post it on their little porn thread, but it's going to get lost in the sauce between all the cheeks and cocks. So, she's going to be paid dust. I already sent Kaya a link to this video. She's seen me before. She's rehearsed and recited some of my reads on her platform. And I have receipts of that. But yeah, she knows me. She knows of me. I wouldn't challenge. I don't know. Challenging her would be like, I feel like we're too similar. I feel like we'd be going back and forth till the end of time. We're too similar. We're cut too much from the same cloth. it would get boring after a while. Like y'all would be like, oh my God, please. Like y'all would get sick of me. So I wouldn't allow that to happen to my brand that I'm building. So, but yeah, plus I don't really like being like, you know, mm, I don't know. Sarah said Sarah said you would finish her. Bree said you never let her have it. I used to back Bree, you came along more recently in years past. Yeah, but let me hop off of here. I gotta charge this laptop. Thank you guys so much, my YouTubers. Thank you, Mims, for tuning in. I know you're a very busy man, so the fact that you sat here for this long and watched me, I really appreciate you. You guys follow Mims, Make It Make Sense on YouTube. He be having the tea behind the tea. So you guys follow him. The old Monty would have, and the old Monty did. It was bad back in the day. It was real bad. I tell y'all that all the time. I've been here since the old full Monty. So bubblegum, it used to be gutter. The posts used to be gutter. The comments used to be gutter. It was a wild time. It was a wild time. Things have changed some. Let me try to give you a quick Trina rap before I leave. Trina 305, a city girl's mom. Sit on your face, run off with your wallet. ABC 123, ain't nan one of you hoes fucking with me. No real bars involved. So let's see. Right, I'm a journalist now. I remember, but growth is great. Yes. So Trina would be like, baddest bitch in the game. I'm the queen of the South. I could fit a 2-liter of Sprite in my mouth. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank today. I didn't have any ass raps. I can't think of things that my ass could be bigger than. The Full Monty was a lawless place. I loved it. Ooh, the Full Monty should have been on Patreon, but Patreon wasn't out yet. So I did the best I could. We here now though. So love you guys, and I will see you on the next video this Saturday. All right.